everybody, I'm John Rogers with Trec Fit Lab, and today we are going to bring you a special workout. We're going to start off with a little bit of mobility to help with our skill progressions, and then from there we're going to go into a hero workout to honor a recent tragedy. Alright, so we're going to start off with our calves and our psoas. We always do some mobility first to start the day and make sure we're feeling good and moving well, okay? So we're going to do with our psoas first. So we're going to take this kettlebell. We are going to lie on top of it, okay? So I want you to imagine the handle is this long. You are going to have the bottom inch of the handle kind of like right on like where your waistband would be, and the rest of the handle should come up on the side of where your abs are or where you can imagine they may be. We are in quarantine, so who knows if you got the inflatable weighted vest going on. All right, so we're gonna lie down there, and you're gonna have that guy on your stomach, okay? And I want you to put the other knee out, kind of like you're holding a little bit of a plank, okay? Once you're in this position, really just try and take a bunch of deep breaths, and what you're gonna feel is that this guy is slowly sinking into your guts, and it's almost gonna feel like the handle's kind of reaching up and under your the floor of your pelvis. It's a very, very different feeling. And just try and keep on breathing. If that feels like you're not getting quite enough of a stretch, then you can try and straighten that back leg a few times, okay? Just to kind of lengthen that psoas muscle a little bit, okay? Kind of like an active release type technique, all right? You can do this for about a minute on each side, and make sure that it's kind of angled up and towards your shoulder. We don't want it to be angled across, okay? Then it's gonna kind of press on some of your organs a little bit. So it's always in an angle up and out to the outside of your body, all right? So there is our psoas. Now we're gonna go into your calf stretch. So you're sitting on the ground. We're gonna put that leg up on the handle of the kettlebell, and all I want you to do is a few kind of ankle pumps. So you're pulling that toe back, and just kind of slowly work your way inside and outside of that calf muscle. And what we're trying to work on is the soleus. The soleus, it goes all the way from your Achilles all the way up and underneath, but really we're going to be able to access it the most kind of from here to here. All right, so just kind of working around in there. And then same thing with these ankle pumps, is pretty much just putting pressure on that muscle, and then just kind of making it move through a bit of a range of motion, so we kind of scrape a little bit of the fascia off, and then kind of get a little bit more effectiveness of this movement, okay? So same drill, I want you to do about a minute and a half on each leg, and then what you should find is that this gives us a bit better ankle flexibility when we get into our pistols, which is coming up next, okay? So pistol squat, which I need about an hour and a half to warm up, is holding your leg out in front, lowering down, tapping, and coming back up. You don't need to have a box. You have the unbelievable ankle mobility to be able to drop all the way down and stand back up. By all means, you can do these progressions like that, okay? So level 1 progression is just going to be 10 reps, alternating. So if you're using the box, you can either sit down and stand back up, or you can just tap your butt. So you can sit down and stand, or you can just tap and stand, okay? Option's yours. We're going 5 aside. Option 2, 20 reps, alternating, 10 per side, okay? Option 3 is going to be doing all 10 reps on one leg, and then all 10 reps on the other leg. And then option 4 is going to be a weighted pistol for 12 to 20 reps. So that's 6 to 10 per side, all right? Now, the interesting thing with the 4th progression is going to be that when you have weight and you're able to hold it out in front of you, it may feel like it's making the pistol easier, and that's because it's pulling your center of gravity forward, so it keeps it over the midfoot a bit more. Generally, what happens if you don't have the ankle mobility, when you get down, the only place once your knee can't go any farther forward is it kicks you back, and that's when you kind of get that falling back feeling. So by having that weight out in front, it helps you sit more on the midfoot, and then you can stand back up more vertically and not have that kind of push back, okay? So with all of these movements, there is a little bit of kind of like a mini scale within them. If you want to hold just enough weight that you're able to do it, but not so much that it makes it a lot harder, then that can kind of be your little mini progression as you go through, okay? So you're doing 5 sets of whichever progression you want, and if you want to, you can progress through those as you go through your 5 sets. So one at level 1, one set at level 2, one set at level 3, and then 2 sets at level 4 with different weights, okay? So once we go through that, then we get into our WOD. All right, today's hero WOD is named Heidi, okay? It is in honor of Constable Heidi Stevenson and the lives lost in Nova Scotia on April 19th in 2020, okay? And this officer has 23 years of service, and so this workout is kind of themed around that 23, all right? We are going to be doing a 23-minute AMRAP, 23 air squats, 23 push-ups, 23 kettlebell swings, 23 jump lunges, 23 sit-ups, and then 23 box jumps. Okay, so let's go through those movements. Air squat, all we're looking for is keeping the chest nice and tall, let the knees move forward, butt pushes back a little bit into that squat, stand back up, okay? Let's make sure we're keeping the knees pressed out, and then when we're in the bottom of that squat, ideal scenario is we get down past parallel with the hip, so that femur is either parallel to the floor or a little bit lower, and then we stand back up, squeeze our butt, lock our knees to finish the rep, okay? 23 reps of that. Next movement, 23 push-ups. In our push-up position, down, chest to the floor, push back up, okay? Locking out of the elbows, keeping that core nice and straight. Now, if you feel like you are not able to do push-ups from your toes, then what I would suggest is using a chair, a bench, a box, a stair, a bed, 10 people stacked on top of each other, whatever, and then that gives you another angle to do your push-ups, okay? So as that angle gets higher, it's gonna be easier to do your push-up, but that way you can still keep that core strength, that midline, as you're going through it. What tends to happen when we do a knee push-up is we kind of get a little bit of like a worming, and then we lose a little bit of the effectiveness, and by a little bit, I mean a lot of that movement, okay? So let's just try and find something that you can kind of prop yourself up on to be able to do that movement from your toes. Next movement, kettlebell swing. If you don't have a kettlebell, a dumbbell's fine. I'll show you the variations in a bit. Start out in front, pull in, flat back, all the way up overhead. Okay? So if you have a dumbbell, a few options you have if you want to really make sure you're going all the way up overhead would be a dumbbell snatch, snapping all the way up overhead, or if you still want to keep just that swing, then just a one-arm dumbbell swing, or you can hold the top of the dumbbell and then swing it up in front of you as well. All good options, okay? From there, 23 jump lunges. Knee down, jump, 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 okay? A total of 23. If the jump lunge is not accessible to you, that's fine as well, okay? Then, sit-ups. It does not specify how you have to do the sit-up in this case, but kind of like the gold standard of sit-up that we use in CrossFit is going to be the clamshell sit-up. Feet sole to sole, knees splayed out, down, sit up nice and tall at the top. Down, sit up nice and tall at the top. Okay? 23 of those. Last and not least, we have the box jump. Okay? If you are able, or if you have a box at home, awesome. Jump on, step down, jump on, step down, okay? If you do not have a box jump, if you don't have a box, then what we've been doing here is broad jumps, okay? Now, as far as how long of a broad jump, first of all, broad jump is just this. Standing, jump, land, turn around, jump, okay? As far as the distance, we've been kind of going off your height, maybe a little bit longer, a little bit shorter. Really depends on your level of athleticism, okay? If you've been doing functional fitness for a long time, then you can probably do a fair distance broad jump. If you have like some angry knees, or if you just feel like getting both feet off the ground for a long period of time is scary, then just a little jump is fine, okay? What it comes down to is just having a good solid power output for that jump, and it's going to give a very similar stimulus to a box jump, okay? So we are doing 23 minutes of those movements, okay? So if it takes you 23 minutes to do one round, fine. If you do 7 rounds in 23 minutes, awesome, good job. really in this workout, the outcome is not what we're trying to focus on. What we're trying to focus on is doing the workout with people that we love and care about to make sure that we're all kind of honoring the people that lost their lives. Okay? So make sure you guys tune in with us Saturday 25th for all of us to be doing this together. It's going to be a live workout at 10 a.m. Okay? That is all for today, you guys. Have yourselves a fantastic day, and we will see you later. Bye, guys.